Hello, everyone. The agenda of e-commerce and artificial intelligence is very busy. Last week, Google's outage lasting up to 3 hours in Eastern Europe was much talked about. We will also address this issue. While Temu struggles with laws in Europe, it was rewarded in Asia. It established a new partnership in Türkiye. We evaluated Temu's remarkable struggle. In addition, we will cover important MENA-focused collaborations, investments, and reports. We have compiled news that will interest you from a wide geography, from Europe to Asia, from America to the Middle East. Don't forget to follow us, like, and also turn on notifications. Dark clouds are hovering over Google. The tech giant is in trouble with hackers, outages, and fines. Hackers threaten to leak Google's databases unless the company refrains from firing 2 employees from the Threat Intelligence Group team. Google recently suffered a limited breach caused by third-party provider Salesforce. The hackers' threat came after this breach. On the morning of September 4, 2025, Google experienced another shock on its 27th anniversary. At 10:15 a.m. in the Middle East and Europe, all Google services, including popular ones like Chrome, YouTube, Gmail, and Drive, were disabled. Turkey, Bulgaria, Greece, Georgia, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, Armenia, North Macedonia, the Netherlands, and Germany were affected by the outage. Additionally, Spotify, which uses Google's cloud services, also experienced access problems in many countries. Millions of users were affected by Google's outage. No figures have been announced regarding the cost of the 2 to 3 hour outage, which varied by country. However, based on calculations of Google's hourly revenue, it was suggested that the cost could exceed $4 billion. On the other hand, Google was fined 325 million euros in France for Gmail ads and cookies. The French privacy watchdog cited as the reason for the fine the placement of ads among Gmail users' emails and the removal of unauthorized tracking cookies. This fine is among the highest imposed by the Privacy Protection Authority. According to the Privacy Authority, 53 million Gmail users in the country receive advertising emails, and 74 million accounts are affected by cookie consent violations. Amazon will end the old Privilege Prime invitee, which allowed members to share free shipping with users outside the household on October 1st, 2025. To convert these users, a discounted 1-year Prime at $14.99 is being offered. Sharing will be limited to Amazon family/household users with the same address. In 2015, Amazon stopped allowing Prime members to join the invitee program. However, users who had joined earlier were allowed to continue sharing the free shipping benefit. Amazon is now replacing this program with Amazon Family, which allows account holders to share Prime benefits only with people they live with. Amazon Family allows sharing Prime benefits and digital content with 1 adult, up to 4 teens, and 4 children in your household. Amazon's artificial intelligence investments also continue. The e-commerce giant introduced a new tool called Lens Live. Lens Live works similarly to rival tools like Google Lens and Pinterest Lens. There are differences between Lens Live and Amazon Lens. Amazon Lens provides services such as photo upload, barcode scanning, or finding products through an image. Lens Live, on the other hand, additionally offers a real-time search option. With Lens Live, when users point their phones at a product, a scrollable product list appears at the bottom of the screen. They can add the product they like to their cart or favorites with a single tap. Lens Live will initially be offered in the US via Amazon's iOS app. It is not known whether the application will be launched in global markets. Important steps are being taken in the e-commerce market in Asia. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, will organize an e-commerce conference for the first time in its history. Malaysia will host the first ASEAN e-commerce conference 2025 within the framework of this year's ASEAN presidency. The 2-day conference, to be held on November 24th to 25th, will bring together policymakers, regulators, industry leaders, and online entrepreneurs from the region. The conference, which is expected to host more than 350 participants, has planned 14 sessions with 33 panelists from both the public and private sectors. The conference will address topics such as creating a reliable e-commerce marketplace, digital piracy, last-mile logistics, and digital financial solutions. The conference is being held in connection with the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement. Let's continue with Indonesia. one of the largest e-commerce markets in Southeast Asia. According to Momentum Works data, TikTok Shop achieved a gross merchandise value of $6.2 billion in Indonesia in 2024. Thus, Indonesia became TikTok Shop's second largest market. The US ranked first with $9 billion, while Thailand came third with $5.7 billion. The $6.2 billion GMV generated by TikTok Shop in Indonesia in 2024 accounts for 11% of the country's total e-commerce market of $56.5 billion. The Central Asian e-commerce market is also developing, and news of new partnerships continues to arrive. Kazakhstan-based Freedom Bank has rolled up its sleeves for e-commerce. The bank partnered with Chinese UnionPay business to strengthen e-commerce connections between Kazakhstan and China. The agreement was made in Beijing during the Kazakhstan-China Business Council. The signed agreement aims to establish a special payment system for e-commerce and the digital economy between the two countries. Freedom Bank will help UnionPay business expand in Central Asia. UnionPay, on the other hand, will provide yuan and dollar-based correspondent accounts in Chinese banks and offer technical services. The partnership is also expected to accelerate wholesale e-commerce and payment transactions. Almost every week, we report news about developments in Saudi Arabia's e-commerce market because the kingdom is turning toward the digital economy. Most recently, IMARC Group published the results of a study. According to the report, the Saudi Arabian e-commerce market is expected to exceed $700 billion by 2033. A compound annual growth rate of 12.8% is expected between 2025 and 2033. The kingdom currently ranks among the top 10 countries worldwide in terms of e-commerce expansion. Artificial intelligence plays an important role in this growth. AI algorithms are transforming e-commerce platforms by analyzing user behavior, browsing history, and purchasing habits. This increases conversion rates by 25 to 30%. E-commerce companies benefit from the advantages offered by artificial intelligence in many areas such as inventory management, fraud detection, and pricing. In 2024, around 41,000 businesses were registered in the country's e-commerce sector. This means an annual increase of 10%. Saudi Arabia's young, tech-savvy population and smartphone penetration, exceeding 90%, stand out. By the way, let's talk about an important event focusing on the e-commerce market in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh E-Commerce Business Forum brings together marketplaces, payment companies, and logistics brands. The forum, to be held under the leadership of WORLDEF on October 14, 2025, brings together more than 300 global and regional e-commerce leaders, investors, and e-commerce entrepreneurs. It will be a gateway to success for brands that want to discover opportunities in Saudi Arabia's rapidly growing e-commerce market and establish partnerships with local businesses. Experts in the region's e-commerce will share their experiences at the event. You can use the QR code on the screen to take part in the Riyadh E-Commerce Business Forum event. Let's continue with Deloitte's latest Digital Consumer Trends 2025 report. It is an important report to understand how artificial intelligence is becoming widespread. As digital transformation progresses, consumers in the region are interacting more and more with digital technology, media, and connectivity. 58% of research participants stated that they use generative artificial intelligence tools such as ChatGPT or Google Gemini. This rate is significantly higher compared to the UK or European markets. In addition, it was determined that 73% of consumers in Saudi Arabia and the UAE shopped via social media in the last year. The increasing demand for artificial intelligence in the region points not only to the region's tech-savvy population, but also to significant investments in infrastructure and digital transformation. There is a notable increase in the number of data centers and logistics centers in the UAE. Most recently, Arvado and ATC are collaborating for a data center logistics hub in the UAE. Arvado, a global leader in supply chain and e-commerce services, is expanding its hyperscalability capabilities with a new data center logistics operation in Dubai. This move strengthens the company's presence in the Middle East. From its facility in Dubai Commerce City, one of the region's key logistics hubs, Arvado supports the infrastructure operations of a leading global cloud provider. The operation is carried out jointly with ATC, a data center logistics specialist that joined Arvado in 2025. Together, the companies will offer a complete service package, including transportation, storage, and white glove delivery for sensitive data center equipment. Arvado states that launching operations in the UAE is a strategic move in terms of both geographic and sector growth. The UAE's leading supermarket operators are closely interested in drone delivery. One of them, the hypermarket operator Lulu, has started feasibility studies for drone delivery in Dubai. However, the approval of the Ministry of Civil Aviation is required for commercial drone deliveries. China's Kita drone company became the first company in the UAE to receive the Beyond Visual line of sight license, permitting UAV deliveries, in December of last year. Aramex is also testing drone and robot delivery services in the UAE. 7X, which partnered with Abu Dhabi-based aviation technology company LODD, carried out its first pilot flight for autonomous drone parcel delivery in the UAE. Q-commerce, quick commerce services in the UAE have proven themselves as an important component of the broader e-commerce space. These services provide delivery within a period of 15 to 30 minutes. All major e-commerce marketplaces and delivery companies compete in this area. Experts emphasize that consumers want speed and convenience in deliveries, but last-mile delivery costs are significant. For this reason, drones offer a good solution for high-speed delivery independent of road traffic. Bosch and Alibaba joined forces to accelerate cloud, artificial intelligence, and e-commerce expansion. Bosch will benefit from Alibaba Cloud's infrastructure to create smarter and more efficient processes in areas such as corporate operations, home appliances, and even commercial vehicles. A significant part of the agreement also consists of e-commerce. Bosch plans to launch new product categories in China in 2025 and to expand further to Southeast Asia, Spain, and Latin America via Lazada, Moravia, and AliExpress, using insights obtained from Alibaba's platforms. On the other hand, Alibaba failed to meet revenue expectations but strengthened its AI cloud business. Revenue in Alibaba's cloud segment reached $4.67 billion, with a 26% increase, surpassing the expected 18.4% increase. However, weaker than expected growth in the e-commerce business led total revenue to fall 2% short of estimates. Alibaba Group's revenue increased by 10% in the quarter ended June 30th. The company's international commerce revenues increased by 19%, thanks to expansion in key markets such as Europe and the Middle East. Chinese e-commerce platform Temu won first prize in the Overseas E-commerce Platform category at South Korea's 2025 Brand of the Year Awards. Approximately 880,000 consumers participated and voted in the 2025 Brand of the Year survey. In the Overseas Direct Purchase Platform category, approximately 3,100 consumers voted. Temu took the top spot by receiving 36% of the total votes. The platform, which has been making e-commerce sales in Korea since July 2023, opened to Korean sellers in May 2025. The awards organized by the Korea Consumer Brand Committee are among the country's most important consumer recognition programs. While Temu is being rewarded in Asia, it is also struggling with strict regulations in Europe. In European countries, e-commerce platforms are quite uncomfortable with the aggressive and disruptive sales model of platforms like Temu and Shein. France has called on the European Commission to take tougher measures if online shopping platforms like Shein and Temu do not comply with the rules. The French government emphasized that the EU should have the option to remove such companies from search engines like Google as a sanction. According to France, both consumer safety and fair competition are at risk due to Chinese platforms. French Trade Minister Véronique Louvagie summarized France's stance on Chinese e-commerce platforms in a letter to European Justice Commissioner Michael McGrath. The letter alleged that Chinese e-commerce platforms ignore safety regulations and compete in an unequal competitive environment. It was also emphasized that the European Commission should take unprecedented tough measures against these platforms, such as removing them from search engines. Being removed from Google and other search engines would be a major blow to the Chinese companies in question. E-commerce is a strong market in France. 80% of the population, that is, 51 million internet users, shop online at least once a month. Amazon maintains its dominance with 39 million unique monthly visitors and access to 60% of French consumers. While Lebancoin ranks second with more than 30 million visitors, Temu ranks third with 22 million regular users. Chinese Shein recorded the most notable rise, climbing to 8th place by adding more than 2 million monthly visitors. Temu continues to expand its e-commerce operations in Türkiye. As part of its strategy to expand its local-to-local model in the country, the platform partnered with Horoz Lojistik. Horoz Lojistik will undertake the fast and safe delivery of bulky products weighing more than 30 kilograms and will manage the logistics of these products. The cooperation between Temu and Horoz Lojistik aims to offer efficient, integrated, and customer-oriented solutions in e-commerce logistics. Temu's local-to-local model is active in more than 30 markets, including the US, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Mexico. The implementation in Türkiye has become the latest step in the company's regional strategy, aiming to support local businesses and improve the consumer experience. The international logistics giant FedEx opened a new global air transit facility at Istanbul Airport. This strategic facility positions FedEx at the crossroads of East and West, placing it in a strong position in Türkiye, which is the rising center of cross-border e-commerce and global air cargo. Located at the intersection of Europe, Asia, and Africa, Istanbul has a unique position as a strategic logistics hub. This new facility connects Türkiye to key markets in the US, Europe, and the Middle East with 30 weekly FedEx flights, also providing capacity for future network expansion. In addition, by being integrated with FedEx's road network, one of the largest in the region, it connects 45 countries and processes 1.3 million shipments per week. Istanbul Airport, which became Europe's busiest air cargo hub in 2024, handled almost 2 million tons of cargo, a 24% increase compared to the previous year. The new facility consolidates core operations under one roof, including air gateway operations, customs clearance teams, and office support. The facility, which is 3 times the previous capacity, can process up to 7,000 packages per hour. In addition, 3 high-speed automated X-ray devices, equipped with artificial intelligence, increase the speed, accuracy, and security of scans. Moroccan Justiol received a $1 million investment to grow its e-commerce platform in North Africa. The Morocco-based startup connects Turkish fashion and lifestyle products with North African consumers, while also expanding into electronics and home goods categories. The funding will support Justiol's marketing, sales, logistics, and expansion efforts inside and outside Morocco, as it prepares for a Series A investment round. Justiol's primary target is consumers in North Africa, with Morocco as the priority. The company works with both international suppliers and local Moroccan partners to expand its product categories to include electronics and home goods. Justiol co-founder and CEO Ahmed Badran said that they are building the infrastructure that will define the future of cross-border trade in North Africa. Ohio Peterbilt, the famous Peterbilt truck dealer in the US, has launched an e-commerce platform. The e-commerce platform, called ohiopeterbilt.com, allows customers to browse and purchase truck parts online. With free in-store pickup and delivery options, the platform serves 6 states in the Midwest. With more than 10,000 unique part numbers and over 200,000 parts, the new platform provides seamless access to inventory across all 10 of Ohio Peterbilt's locations. Ohio Peterbilt not only offers OEM Peterbilt parts, but also provides aftermarket and all-makes part variety from more than 100 trusted suppliers. The global e-commerce events and media platform WORLDEF has launched a new networking initiative. Officially introduced as the WORLDEF Growth Network, WGN, the event brings together leaders from different segments of the e-commerce industry. WGN is not just an ordinary business network, it is designed as a system that prioritizes commercial success. The core idea is to turn relationships into opportunities and trust into long-term collaborations. At the heart of WGN lies the principle of the giver gains. With this approach, WGN aims to enable its members to build an ecosystem that shapes the digital economy through sustainable connections. 2 separate WGN events were held at the Ramada Hotel in Istanbul. While participants connected in one-on-one networking sessions, collaboration-focused meetings reflected the true spirit of the network. WorldEF CEO Omar Nart emphasized that WGN is a platform bringing professionals from the e-commerce and retail technology sectors under one roof. He also stated that WGN aims to generate revenue for its members through a disciplined organizational model, an innovative approach, and a people-oriented vision. WGN events will continue on a monthly basis. As WorldEF News, we follow developments in global e-commerce and artificial intelligence ecosystems for you, especially in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, North Africa, and Türkiye. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, share our content, and like. Goodbye.